Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, before I get to the last Jedi Quest book, I want to talk about Star Wars Insider 136, Reputation. It is a short story of Cad Bane. Now, there's very few things I like about Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. Well, I guess there's a few things I like about Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. And one of my favorites is Cad Bane. I do think that was a great character, probably the greatest character to come out of the show. So, this is his first chronological appearance. This takes place years before the Clone Wars. Cad Bane is starting out. No one really knows who he is, but he knows there's going to be a war. And in war, mercenaries / bounty hunters, they will profit. So he wants to get good, wants to build up some street cred, and goes on, I guess, a mission to assassinate someone, but a Jedi kills the person before Bane can get to him. Well, Bane summarizes that this Jedi is not a Jedi. He's just a fake. He's a fake assassin who's, pretending to be a Jedi. Has all these neat little tricks that make him look like a Jedi, like some kind of, thing that shoots electricity. It looks like it's being shot out of his hand, but a gun out of his sleeve. Some boots that can levitate a little bit higher to make him look like he's doing super jumps. The lightsaber is useful but fake. And Cade spots all this and kind of confronts the guy and then realizes he works for the Hutts and, hey, but you know what? You're going to give me some of that technology. I want to have some of it. And the fake Jedi now looks at him and goes, "Who are you?" "Bane. Cad Bane." He said, "I have never heard of you." He went, "You haven't yet, but you soon will be," or something like that. What a waste of story. In fact, the story is so short in the Star Wars Insider, there are these huge splash pages, like 2 of them back to back. So I don't know why it was written. Maybe someone's like, "Hey, I want to write a short story about Cad Bane, but I really don't know what to write about." Or maybe that was all he was allowed to do. It's really pointless, and it's a shame because when I don't remember much of this short story. I didn't remember much rereading it, but when I saw it was about Cad Bane, I got excited because I was like, oh, okay, this is how he builds his reputation. Maybe it's his first adventure, maybe he learns something, and he'll eventually get better. No, it's just garbage. So let's move on to Jude Watson's final book, Jedi Quest number 10, The Final Showdown. At this point, the Jedi know that Granta Omega is a huge threat because after what happened in the Senate, several senators died in the attack. I want to say it was like 21 senators and whatnot. So Granta Omega is their number one. We got to track him down. Now, also, Jyn is aboard with him, but there's really no purpose at this point just to have it tie into the Jedi Apprentice series. Mace Windu says, "Whatever you need, Obi-Wan, you assemble your team," and it's everyone. Siri, Sona, still can't remember that other Master Trayan or whatever, a silent Jedi, because it's True, Anakin, of course, Dara, who is not that. I mean, she's in the books every once in a while, but wasn't as much as True. And then, of course, Ferris is there too. So the 4 Padawans and their masters go on a mission to find Granta Omega. Where is he? He's on Korriban. Of course, home of the Sith. So he's obsessed with the Sith, and maybe that's why they think he's there, trying to find, or maybe he has found the Sith, and maybe he's going to meet the one Sith there. And later on, while they're on the planet, of course, they get attacked. There's booby traps as they're trying to find Granta Omega. Anakin abandons the Padawans to fight for themselves and goes after Granta Omega, and who escapes. And the Padawans are mad at him, and they don't talk to him anymore. It's like they feel betrayed because Anakin's like, "Well, I knew you guys had it." They said, "We're hurt. We barely made it. What are you talking about?" Anakin's trying to, in his own mind, be Anakin. Like, "No, I made the right decision. Whatever you guys say," and he keeps screwing things up. Now, here's the thing: about midway through it, Obi-Wan, Siri, and all of them realize there's a Sith on this planet. They feel a Sith. My biggest complaint about this book is, if they felt the Sith there, you make the call to Mace Windu, right? Like, come right now. You call all the Jedi. That's what you're trying to find, is the Sith. So at first I thought, well, maybe it's a fake, or maybe it was Count Dooku, and later on they'll just see Count Dooku and go, "Wait, where was the Sith, Count Dooku?" I thought it was maybe something like that, but no. It sounds like it was Palpatine, because whenever or Darth Sidious, whenever they can catch a glimpse of him, he's in a cloak and his face is masked. Granta Omega knows who he is because Granta Omega has met with him. Now the Sith, he's working for the Sith, and he tells Obi-Wan, he'll make me a Sith one day. He's like, "You don't even have the Force, But anyway, it ends with them, of course, the Darth Sidious, which we never know who it is, just the shrouded Sith, betrays Granta Omega and Jenna Xanador. Granta Omega gets killed by Obi-Wan. He charges into Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan slices him with the lightsaber, kind of catches him as he falls. And I guess Jenna Xanador gets captured too. I can't remember. I'm sure she does because it's the final book. Dara, unfortunately, passes away because, well, True, in a previous battle, his lightsaber got damaged. He didn't tell his master. He was trying to fix it on his own. He couldn't. Ferris found him, fixed it, but Anakin was watching in the shadows, upset that True didn't come to him to fix the lightsaber because Ferris didn't even fix it right. He forgot to check this thing. And maybe he'll tell True about that later. But he never does. And then, of course, in the battle, the lightsaber messes up. And then Dara jumps in front of, I think, a blaster bolt to save Ferris, but then she dies. Or something happens where, you know, True's lightsaber malfunctions. And it ends up with Dara's death. And Obi-Wan is frozen during when all this happens. Everything's kind of happening around him. He doesn't know what to do. And he realizes, oh, I forgot to tell True about that lightsaber. So, of course, when they finally track down Omega, kill him, but Dara's dead, Anakin is all like, well, guys, why are you so sad that we completed our mission? It's like, oh, Anakin. I mean, he knows that Dara's dead, and he's sad, but at the same time, we don't need to, we completed the mission. We should at least be happy for that. I should also mention at the beginning of the book, they think that Ferris is ready for the trials and no one else, which of course pisses Anakin off big time. And so he's back to hating. He and Ferris have been on good terms the past few books, but now they're back to hating each other. And at the end, because of everything that happened, Ferris quits the Jedi. Now, I know because, you know, Jude Watson's setting it up because she wants Ferris in the next series, and she knows that Anakin's going to wipe out all the Jedi. So to save her character, her favorite character, she's got to remove him from the Jedi Order. But Ferris just, in this case, Ferris would not do that. I mean, he would take responsibility, but quit the Jedi Order? He also says, but whenever the Jedi need me, I'll always be there for them. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I mean, right from Jude Watson's perspective, I know why she had to do it, but just what we've seen from Ferris, he's not a quitter. He knows the rules. He knows there's trials and tribulations. He can blame himself, but I don't know. Anyway, Obi-Wan tries to rationalize it and saying, yes, that was a heavy death, and sometimes, you know, it hurts people, and they, you know, Padawans and they just can't take that death. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done hating on Ferris now. To talk about Anakin, of course, he's totally wrong. He approaches Ferris and tells him, he said, why would you quit? He said, but it's not your fault. You thought you could fix that lightsaber. And that's when Ferris is like, wait, you knew? And then True's like, you did know that my lightsaber was malfunctioning. He went, well, you're trying to trap me. And he's all getting mad. And he's mad that he didn't get to be promoted to Jedi Knight either. And it's just Anakin being a selfish brat. Anakin's being a selfish brat. But Obi-Wan's still holding out that candle of hope. I don't mind it because that falls in line with what we see in Episode 2. You know, there's warning signs everywhere. But Obi-Wan at this point is just willfully ignoring it and turning the other way. Overall, the book is okay. I mean, it gives you a satisfactory conclusion. Again, after rereading it all, it is underneath Jedi Apprentice firmly. Jedi Apprentice was just wonderful. Just wonderful. Jedi Quest has some great moments. The Pod Racer book, I think it was number 3, is still my favorite after reading them all. It's kind of wild because this is the grand finale, right? And just, I was like, okay. It's okay, but why wouldn't Obi-Wan call Mace Windu immediately, like, hey, we found the Sith? I think he'd want to hear that. I mean, I'm sure he got the report later, but that was probably my one nitpick about it. And I just didn't remember that. They don't say Darth Sidious, but I just don't remember him showing his face or being in the book like that. Either way, that's it. Overall, yeah, you gotta. If you love Jedi Apprentice, you'll like Jedi Quest. You'll like it, but in my mind, it is still inferior to Jedi Apprentice. Still, though, a great series. All right, folks. See you next time.